What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Beers and Breakdowns. Today, we got me and my man Abel in the theater, and we're watching
The Gray
Man. Dude, The Gray Man. What an awesome movie. Just came out on Netflix.
Sick movie.
Star-studded cast. We got Billy Bob Thornton. We got the Duke from Bridgerton. We've got Captain America.
And of course, my favorite, Ana de Armas.
Ryan Gosling.
Dude,
awesome movie. So I described this one, to me, it was like John Wick meets Fast and Furious.
I described it as John Wick, Mission Impossible, James Bond, all had a baby. And this is what...
love child.
Yeah, and this is what popped out.
Well, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
You seem like the type. You'd be part of an elite unit, the Sierra program. You'd exist in the gray.
All right, so the first thing that gets me is how freaky Billy Bob Thornton looks. Like, I know they're like probably CGI'd it to make him look young.
I was going to say, he looks CGI'd.
But I was like, what the fuck is going on with Billy Bob?
I don't know.
But the other part about this is I have gone through this scenario in my mind so many times. It's like, they're like, we've got a job. We need you. Right? Like, yes, let's go.
Are you in jail in this scenario?
You know what? I haven't been yet. But if that's what it takes, maybe I'll go to prison. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I've gone through that in my mind. There was what was that other movie? Was it Six Underground? Mm-hmm. Where they come and we're putting together an elite team.
That's right, when they found the last member, I think.
Like, that's me. Do it. Call me. But yeah, Billy Bob in this just is weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like the combination of the toupee and the CGI on the face. It just made him look like this really odd character, to the point to where when this came up and I first saw it, I was like, what year is this supposed to be taking place? Like, is this supposed to be in the 60s or in some weird time period? And no, apparently it was supposed to be taking place in like present day.
5 minutes and 60 seconds. I guess that would just be 6 minutes. I don't know why I wrote it like that.
Stand by. Do not stand by. Got you.
So what it looks like is happening is, for one, somehow the CIA back in Virginia is watching this real time, right? Mm-hmm. But what looks like is happening here is that he is using some sort of thermal sensor or thermal optic to see through 2 panes of glass to possibly ID his target, right?
Right.
Which is, whatever. That's still kind of shady. But the fact that then he's going to take a shot through 2 panes of glass and be able to hit his target in a crowded room of people. Like, when bullets go through glass, they don't just go straight through. Like, they're going to deflect. So the fact that he's going to go through 2 panes of glass now is kind of a little far-fetched.
I was really let down when he never took the shot.
I know, right? Well, maybe, you know what? He's a professional. Maybe he realized, he was like, I can never make this shot. And there's a kid there. I don't want to hit the kid. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, fuck the kid. He's like, you're clear for collateral. Yeah. Fuck that kid.
Bridgerton wanted to kill the kid.
Bridgerton's an asshole, man. Come on, Duke. What are you doing?
Yeah, but I was like waiting for that shot to be taken just because we've seen so many of these movies. And like hearing you guys talk about them, I was like, oh, if he takes this shot and then something crazy happens, like some super hyper experimental bullet that just like leaves a perfect pinhole in the glass and then just takes the dude out. Yeah. I was like, you guys are going to have a fucking field day with that.
Maybe that was it. It's got like a lead bullet that makes the hole and then the trail bullet goes through. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, by the way, spoiler alert. Regardless of whether he took that shot or not, anything else that happens in this movie is not realistic whatsoever. Because I believe instead of that, he just decides to pull out somebody's hairpin and just start killing people one by one.
Well, first the hairpin, and then it was like a knife from the cake or something, and then they're like the epic fight and the fireworks. But this is just the primer for the rest of the movie. It's giving you a taste. It's like, hey, this isn't going to be realistic. I don't know what you thought you came for, but just get ready, because this is going to be a wild ride.
I mean, because gray man is a term that's used in real life, right? In like military terms?
So the gray man is somebody that can operate basically without being noticed, without being seen. He blends in. He's somebody that's not going to stand out and leave a lasting impression. Mm-hmm. I mean, he seems to do a pretty good job at it in this movie.
What's up, guys? Did you know that the Mentor program is now live? That's right, we're live. Go sign up now at the FNGAcademy.com. Click the Mentorship program. We have 3 tiers. Tier 3, if you just want to support the channel or if you just want the exclusive content, it's $25 a month. We're doing weekly video drops on there, and it's the best way to help support us so we can keep doing what we're doing. Tier 2 is coaching and group sessions, and tier 1 is one-on-one coaching with a Green Beret. Those spots are currently full, but if you're interested in the one-on-one coaching, just sign up for the email list. We'll let you know when the spots are available so you guys can sign up. Thank you so much, and we look forward to helping you guys achieve your goals. Also, this video is sponsored by 18 Alpha Fitness. If you want to be SF, you need to be in shape, go check out Kevin over at 18 Alpha Fitness. Use code word BUCK, and he'll hook you up.
One wristwatch.
Wristwatch.
R1 smartphone.
R1 smartphone.
Money clip lighter. Pen.
R1 money clip pen lighter.
SSE complete.
All right, so I thought this was cool because this is one of those things where if you're not in the know, you don't know what to look for, you might gloss over it, right? So when they're checking the guy's body, they're going through his pockets, they're looking for what we call pocket litter, right? And that's basically anything that's on him that we can use to gather more intelligence or more intel. In this situation, they're looking for something specific. They're looking for the pendant because he had the hard drive in it. But as they're going, one guy's filming it, the other guys are going and they're cataloging everything they pull out, and then you hear him say SSE complete. So SSE is a term that means sensitive site exploitation. Basically what that means is like when you go into, like say that you go and you hit a target in a room, right? The SSE comes afterwards when you're trying to gather whatever intelligence, useful information you can from that room. So a good example of that was in the movie, was it Zero Dark 30? Where the Bin Laden raid? One of the other movies you did.
Uh-huh.
Well, basically, after they kill Bin Laden, they're going through the room and they're gathering hard drives, computers, all that stuff, because that's all intelligence. So that's just one of those like intricacies. Obviously, they had somebody in the know on the production of this movie, where they were able to throw a term like that in. So something like that, I appreciate little things like that, and I think a lot of people might just gloss over it if they don't know about it. It was one of those things. I actually got to go to a school specifically for SSE. So like on my team, I was the SSE guy.
Oh.
So then I got to go like train other people on SSE.
Oh, that's sick. I did not know that.
It's pretty cool. This is like very basic level SSE, but it's a good introduction.
And Ana de Armas was in it. I'll give her an SSE.
Terminal list.
Mm-hmm.
There's like multiple episodes. I called Sean. I was like, bro, you guys got to rewatch this. There's one they do textbook SSE. There's one they do a textbook L-shaped ambush. There's another one where he was doing homemade explosives. It's like like the technical direction was so good in that show.
No,
assholes.
we just watched the first episode and judged the entire thing based on that. Why would we do any actual research and give an honest, like good, in-depth review?
That still pisses me off that you guys are just stuck to your guns.
Oh, come on, we're useless pieces of shit. You know that.
Military is now at the top.
It's got one headlight.
So this is just like the balls of this guy, right? So what's happened here is Fitz has called in a team to come link up with him and extract him from the area, right? So what this is basically a link up. And in the military, when we speak about a link up, you're looking at either two different elements that are coming together, right? Mm-hmm. So it could be a U.S. force and then a foreign force or whatever. But a link up is notoriously dangerous. It is a very tense situation. Okay. So in this situation, right, you've got a random dude coming out of the desert, right? So any kind of link up, you have certain protocols like bona fides, right? So I'll have a challenge and password, something that I say and then something you say, so we know that we're the same people, right? Mm-hmm. So what's so tense about it is you have these two elements coming together. Everybody's trying to figure out, like, is this friend or foe? Friendly or enemy? And then this guy in this situation is just blasting out of the woods with a little tuk-tuk with one headlight, no signs of slowing down. Like, he's shifting gears like that Garth Brooks song. He never hit the brakes. He's just shifting gears. And you got like these poor dudes here with guns. It's like, do we light him up? But to show like he just gets out all cool and collected, like, what's up, guys? It's like, you almost got lit up. You almost died. Like, this is a bad example of how to do a link up. But
the fuck is a tuk-tuk? So
when we were in Thailand and a lot of other Asian countries, you have these little vehicles like this, like one wheel in the front, two in the back. Uh-huh. It'll have a driver. Most of the time it's like based off a motorcycle. And it's got a thing in the back where like 3-4 people can fit in. We just call them tuk-tuks. So it's like how you get around going from the bar to bar, or just it's like a taxi in Asia.
That explains the single headlight.
You're right.
I was like, why do you only need one? Like, wouldn't you put two? By the way, in case you guys haven't been able to see, Sean's not here.
Uh-oh.
Sean's in a different state. I only get one at a time. I know you guys want both at the same time. That just sounds fucking weird.
I know you guys want to see the gangbang.
Know the individual you're escorting? I want him terminated.
Obviously, you've never been on a C-130.
No.
So this is a C-130, and this guy is asleep, which C-130s are notoriously uncomfortable. The reason I wanted to talk about this is I remember specifically they have, like he has in that red webbing chair.
Yeah.
That's all you get is those fucking chairs. Sometimes you can hang up hammocks or whatever if you've got, pallets in there. But the heat, it's never comfortable. It's either fucking blasting heat, and then they'll turn the heat off, and then it gets freezing fucking cold. And then they turn the heat on, so you're constantly going from one extreme to the other. So without medication, there's no way to get a solid sleep on one of these fucking birds. It's terrible. They bounce, they make a lot of noise, and you're never comfortable. And so the fact that he's asleep, but then he also notices the phone call and all, I was like, yeah, because he wasn't really sleeping. He's just very lightly sleeping, if anything.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I've never been on one of those, and I think on a different episode, Sean said the same thing, that they fucking suck.
They're terrible. And there's a bathroom at the end. It's not even a bathroom. At the very back where the ramp comes up, there's like a little, I don't know, like an RV toilet, whatever. You like fold it down and you got to try to piss in there while it's bouncing around. Or if you got to take a shit, or if there's like females on the plane, they'll have like a shower curtain that goes around it. So you like pull the shower curtain around you. It's the most uncomfortable shit ever. And the only way that you'll ever get any sleep is if you're popping Ambien. So you're looking at your medic, you're like, where's the fucking Ambien? As soon as you get on, it's like, where's the Ambien? Yeah. Damn.
Oh.
I like how they illustrate like the chaos of all that shit by like blurring it out.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that just happened there.
Yeah.
So the first thing I noticed, for one, before the plane got completely shredded, was when they're fighting the one dude, it looked like he pulled his chute, and then that's the guy that the chute went out the side and then it threw him into the engine.
Yeah.
So that is actually, whenever you're in the airplanes like that and you're getting ready to do a jump, they always teach you to cover your reserve. Your reserve, you got your main chute on your back and you got the reserve on the front. It's got a big red handle, and that's, if anything goes wrong, you pull that. But they always teach you when you're moving around to cover that reserve, because one of the most dangerous things that can happen is that reserve will pop. So once they open that back door, if something gets snagged on that, it doesn't take that much tension, honestly. If something gets snagged on that and your reserve pops, it's going to start snaking down towards the end of the plane, right? And they always teach you, like, if someone's reserve pops, you got to stuff it. Because if it gets to the end and it catches wind, then they say, you got to jump. No, if everybody closest to the door, like if yours pops, everybody has to jump. Because what's going to happen is it's going to grab wind and it's going to yank everybody out of that plane because you're all hooked up at that point. So that was cool to see, like when he popped it and you see it come out the side and just grab wind and it just threw him out into the engine. But then like everything else, like the whole plane started to get shredded. What else happened? Oh, he had a chute. I don't even see how he lost that. But then he like jumps out after the other guy. And then you see they get his chute going, and then it looks like he has what's called a cigarette roll, which is where the chute gets kind of twisted on itself, and it's completely useless at that point. Not to mention, theirs is fucking on fire at the same time, so it's just added to the fuel to the fire, you know? And so then you see him pull it or cut it loose, and then they pull the reserve and they land. But it was a lot going on in that scene. I like that scene. That was a good
there's
scene.
a ton. It's actually impressive CGI because they're like fighting the whole way down, and that's all CGI. And things are happening so fast it's hard to tell. They're not like stopping and focusing in on his face, so it's a good time to use CGI. It's a good use of it. And the one thing I did like that was accurate, not that I know anything about airplanes, but it's just some random knowledge that I know, is obviously when that hole gets blown open, they're at an altitude where people can't breathe and they're going to get hypoxia. Right? So the plane immediately descends to go down to a breathable altitude, which I feel like in most action movies they probably wouldn't have done that. No. They just would have focused on the fight scene. Like Fast and the Furious would have been like, fuck it, we can breathe up here. It just would have been like kung fu fighting on top of the airplane.
Yeah, and it was cool because they also, when it first happened, they grabbed oxygen.
Yeah, he had to grab oxygen as well.
Awesome.
So that was realistic. I like that they added that in.
Expressions of animal wills. Six's will is preternatural compared to yours. say preternatural.
Pause it.
He's an asshole.
I felt the same way. I don't know what preternatural means.
What does that word mean?
I gotta Google.
I was about to ask you. Drop in the comments if you guys automatically knew what that word was and why. I've never heard that word before.
Didn't know it was real. Okay, preternatural. Beyond what is normal or natural. Example, Autumn had arrived with preternatural speed.
Chris
Shut up,
Evans'
bitch.
character in this is fucking awesome.
He does such a good job.
I know, because they take him, I believe I think that at this point, anything other than Captain America, like all of his new characters play off of who he used to be. Because
Right.
he's been Captain America for so long. To make him just an absolute obnoxious asshole is like the perfect role. He's got the mustache and everything.
Yes,
It's fucking
yeah.
cool.
And it works because he's got like these like 70s style shirts
Yeah.
on almost, but it's such a good character. Come on, Lloyd. All I think of when I hear Lloyd is fucking Dumb and Dumber.
Lord! You see Bravo 2-0? Wait, the beginning of that movie starts out with two dudes on a motorcycle.
Bravo 20?
Like two British SAS guys on a motorcycle together.
Nice. Gotta love a good mandem.
Yeah, workable.
You sure you're alright?
Just another Thursday. You should go to bed. Good night.
For this one, I just thought it was cool that he goes from like 0, like he's just cool and calm, collected. Then there's a guy in there, he's like fighting for his life, kills the fucking guy, and then he's like right back down to 0. And she's like, "What happened?" He's like, "Oh, broke a ball."
Yeah,
Go to
it's
bed.
clear that as funny as his character is, he has some severe emotional damage.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And again, it's another good portrayal. It's another good like character.
Here's one thing I don't like, though. And this is something that just bothers me regardless of what movie I'm watching, and that's the portrayal of kids being that intelligent.
Yeah.
Any movie, it's like they can't just let a kid be a kid. I don't know if you guys have kids or if you've met kids, but they don't talk like they're on Dawson's Creek. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have this huge word vocabulary. Even if your kid is advanced, like everybody's kid is, they don't talk like that.
She's
It's
special.
just so unnatural. I'm like, are you guys ever just going to let a kid be annoying and scared of everything like they all are? It's like, did I miss an Easter egg? Cash money.
All right, you can stop it. All right, so again, this is another one of those things where it's like you might kind of gloss over it, but like, why is that money there? Why is that gun there, right? What that is, that's what we call a cache or a cache. And basically that is like a stash of supplies. Like you can have, caches in the woods where it's like food, water, things like that. They could be ammunition, money like he has here.
Right.
And basically like you'll have networks ideally that have these caches set up all over the place. So whoever, probably fits or whoever he's working with already has an established network. And so he knows how to get there and knows how to get these supplies. And now he's resupplied and can continue on with his mission.
Oh, okay.
So it's one of those things like my wife was like, "What's happening here?" And I was like, "Oh, it's a cache." And she's like, "What is that?" So I just thought it was cool.
Yeah, I feel like that's a staple now in all of these
Yeah.
agent
Yeah,
gone bad
yeah.
type movies. They always have stuff stashed all over the place. Now, I imagine that's obviously something that somebody smart would do, especially in their line of work, but
Yeah.
it's always there.
Cleaning. Nein. Ich bin ausgebucht. I want the works. Starch, clean, press, and I want it same-day service. Can you do it or what?
That's a very expensive laundry list. You seem like the man who wants your shirts done right.
So that was just something what we were talking about earlier with the bona fides, right?
Uh-huh.
So he goes there. He's like, he knocks on the door. The guy comes up, and the guy clearly provides the service, but he doesn't want to provide that service to just anybody.
Right.
So this guy knew the right words to say. And I always think back to Ace Ventura when he's like, New England clam chowder. He's like, is that the red or the white? Do you remember that?
Uh-uh.
You don't remember that from the first Ace Ventura?
Nuh-uh.
Oh my God, Abel. It's like the earliest like introduction to bona fides I ever had in my life. So all through the Q course when they were talking about like bona fides, I'd always just think back to New England clam chowder. But anyway, same thing. Instead of helping him look for a stolen dolphin, he's helping him with a passport.
I felt like this was kind of reminiscent of John Wick, with like the doctor that he goes to.
Yes. Yeah.
Of course, that doctor doesn't turn on him, but it's like almost like a world within a world.
Yeah.
Like thing that they have going on.
So in the world of like unconventional warfare, what this is this guy that is providing this passport service is a part of what's called the underground, which is essentially, like you said, a world within a world. So it's like this shadow network that exists in regular life, but provides this ancillary task for a very specific set of people and mission.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a regular life, and then they've got kind of this double life that may or may not become called upon.
You think that actually exists?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Can't say anymore.
Oh, I see.
Might have to kill you.
Sorry, you were using words like shadow network and ancillary. So I thought we were.
Is that it?
Oh, this.
Oh.
Oof. It was a really clever way though to get out of that situation.
I mean, it's cool. He's got, so with those, once you pull the pin and let go of the spoon, you've got 3 to 5 seconds.
Uh-huh.
You don't know if it's 3 or 5. So it's like,
What?
it's, yeah, that's what they tell you. It's 3 to 5 seconds. So when you hear people like cooking a grenade, like Sean always talks about the story where they had the gunfight and there was like a wall, and he's put the video up where the Apaches are watching, but
I've
there's a
seen that,
wall with guys on one side. He talks about Jerry, how he like pops it and he's cooking the grenade. So cooking it is when you pop the pin, you let go of the spoon, and you're just like giving it time. And like I said, you got 3 to 5 seconds. So he's like said, he's like watching him cooking. He's like, it's gonna fucking blow up, and then he just tosses it. So if it would have bounced back, they would have been fucked.
Right.
But he did it just in, luckily got it right, and they're fine. So that was like funny. It's like he did it, he dropped it, and he's like, ballsy. It's like, well, bitch, you better start fucking moving.
It's like, I feel like these days some of the cheapest things you can buy have a counter on them, like a little digital fucking window. I don't think that's that expensive to do.
Look,
Why wouldn't you want to put that on any type of a handheld explosive that you need
Abel,
to time?
You need to. I think that your perception of the military in general is way too high.
I just want them to spend
Way
$1 more
too high.
than they normally would.
There's a phrase that we used to always say. It was like, hey, is this good? It's like, good enough for government work. And that's how everything in the military is. Everything is done by the lowest bidder. And so
Like,
3 to 5 seconds, that's acceptable.
Would it kill you to put a tick or something in it so where you're just like, oh, I know when it's going to explode? Instead, you just have a ton of soldiers out there just going, oops. It's
Or like in the
boom.
video games, it's like, no, it's just.
Loaded drum, stashed in the garage in the city center. Dresses on the tab. Hey,
She's from Luke Cage.
thanks for proving us right.
I thought we were getting sentimental.
We're not.
So the one thing that gets me on this one, right, is they are down in the street. They're on street level. These guys are in an elevated position, right?
Uh-huh.
And they have small arms, which is they just have like rifles,
Right.
right? They don't have any sort of like heavy machine guns. I didn't see any kind of rockets going in the windows. So it's like very minimally effective. Like it would have been better for them to walk up and like maybe like knock on the door, or, like break the door in.
Mm-hmm.
But just shooting from the street level, like they're at a disadvantage. So now all they did is just let them know that they're coming.
Right.
So there was just, in my opinion, that was a shitty tactic that they used here.
That's funny. I didn't think about that at all when I first saw it, but now that you bring it up, yeah, that sounds really fucking
All
stupid.
their bullets are all going this way. So all you gotta do is just duck. Like, all right, it's over. Now what do we do? Oh, there's a safe room. Let's go down the tunnel.
It's like, I'm gonna sit up down the street and just unload.
All right. And they could have just kicked in the door and be like, ha ha! Gotcha!
Is Rick James the one kicking the door?
Fuck your couch! That would be funny. Like, this movie took a turn. Oh, fuck. What I thought was funny about that is, like, you've got this guy in this truck with Steve Aoki on the gun just fucking going nuts.
Yeah.
Then you've got this Sprinter van that pulls up and opens with whatever the fuck grenade launcher that was, right?
Yeah.
Double barrel. And you've got this little cop there, just like behind him. If I was that cop, I'd be like, fuck this. Like, I've got my sidearm.
Yeah.
Like, no fucking way I'm going against this right now. Like, go back, regroup, and come up with a different tactic. But that guy was like, no, this is my day. I'm going to get that promotion.
It's like, yeah, I make $42,000 a year, so I'm gonna piece out of this whole situation.
Exactly. And then we've clearly got like the toughest Audi in the world. I don't know about you, but I know
Well,
my
it's-
car wouldn't survive any of this.
Oh no, the power bottom BMW, I don't think would get through that either.
Oh.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
All right. Yo, my guy just on the roof of a train moving down the city used the reflection off of the buildings to put a pinpoint headshot through the roof of the train. This guy 6 is like out of this world.
Move aside, Tom Cruise.
Oh my God, right? Come on, next Mission Impossible right here.
Yes,
and
sir.
here this fucking guy still with his double, what is this? M6, not even M60.
I
don't
think
know
he
what
just
this
finally
is.
reloaded.
Mark
or something,
19. I
'cause-
don't know what the fuck this thing is. But yeah, that shot just like one of those who's just like, okay, there we go.
It's pretty sick though.
Yeah, I respect the ingenuity of being able to use the reflection. Forget like left and right aiming. All you gotta
Yeah.
know is just,
Like if you're gonna do something unrealistic, at least make it dope as fuck.
Yeah, right?
So
yeah.
where it's like I don't care that it's unrealistic. Like I obviously that many windows aren't gonna be strung together that long for you to just
Right.
be like, oh, I gotcha.
One more step.
It's like did they make all those buildings out of glass? Because you
In
had a
Prague,
long,
yeah.
you had a long time.
Why'd you go to prison?
Why do you ask?
Because I want to know.
Will it affect whether you help me or not?
Maybe.
That's fair enough. Is this puppy mouthwash?
I don't know why it is, right? I feel like the same thing happened in John Wick and multiple other movies. They always find a vet's office.
Yeah.
Is it because maybe they're just less fortified than people, doctors? I don't know. Maybe there's like less restrictions. They just have shit just laying around.
No, I think it's because they close. Like if you can't just go into a hospital and be by yourself, you have to break.
You're
into
like,
someone's-
oh, busted. Like, where's the drugs?
They're like,
All right, that makes sense. And you can't just go to a pharmacy and okay. So the vets are closed. So
Yeah.
now, okay, all right. I learned something today.
Hey,
Never think you're too old or too in the know to learn something new.
Look, man, if you're learning something, if a Green Beret is learning something from me, you're in bad fucking shape.
No,
You
man,
need to go to night school or
man.
something.
I don't know everything, and like we say all the time, don't listen to us. We don't know shit.
Don't
But
ever,
yeah, people always listen to us and like, you said this. It's
don't
completely
ever
wrong.
listen to the things that are said on this show.
What's an AR? Assault rifle. Yeah, that sounds right.
You got so much shit for that, man.
Oh man, people are lighting Sean up for that. You
Oh,
ever
I
call yourself
know.
a Bravo?
I
It's
know.
Armorlight, you dumbass.
Like they didn't give a fuck that I didn't know. I was the one asking the question, but they were like looking at him. They're like, "Are you serious right now?"
I know Sean was like, you fucking set me up, Abel.
I was like looking it up beforehand and shit.
Please, please, don't shoot. What you did to my hair?
It's so good, man.
Oh.
What you did to my hair?
So, just in true fashion of the movie, of course it's a fucking maze. Like,
Yeah.
just one
Oh,
more
yeah.
problem to solve, right?
Just sitting right there.
It's like, just so happens, hey, we got a gigantic maze. And now you got to go CQB through a maze, which is something that you're never taught how to CQB through a maze. They teach you rooms, they teach you buildings, they teach you compounds, never a fucking maze. So maybe that's the hole. And maybe that's what they need to do to defeat the U.S. military.
Stick you all in the maze.
Mazes.
Just build
mazes
a
everywhere.
huge maze out in the desert and then funnel you guys in there
Yep,
somehow.
because you'd be like, oh, fuck, I don't know what to do. Put those wavy mirrors in there, too, so you walk in, you look all fat.
And
and someone
Americans
you
are
look
so
short.
stupid. We just show up, right? We're just like, well, I don't know. We got to fight in the maze, so we're going to go in.
So,
I'm
yeah,
so
I love, like, outlandish, off-the-wall, like, over-the-top. Like, you know my infatuation with Fast and Furious.
Right? Yeah.
Like, that is, like, the most off-the-wall and over-the-top you can get.
By the way, this is, you guys are watching this on Sunday. It's Saturday now. So he's going to be here until Wednesday. So drop in the comments which Fast and the Furious you guys want us to do before he leaves, because we're doing one. We're both huge. We're both huge car enthusiasts.
Fuck
we
yes.
got to knock out at least one of them.
Dude, I will definitely review Fast and Furious.
I vote the original Fast and Furious.
It doesn't get any better than that one.
But if you guys vote like some other crazy, like, because obviously the action and the budgets like went higher and higher as they made those movies.
As long as it's not fucking Tokyo Drift, that doesn't even count for Fast and Furious.
Something we can do about it. If you want to have that one guy on there driving muscle cars and drifting.
My daddy sent me to Tokyo because I can't stay out of trouble.
You live.
I just need you compliant.
Can I comply over there?
Put yourself out.
Lloyd Hansen is going to posthumously take the fall for everything that has happened.
Posthumously.
No, I know how to do that. What I
You know
need
that one,
are
right?
a few witnesses to corroborate my story. So, what do you have a question? What is it?
Does this plan involve reliving?
Yes, yeah, you're going to live.
We should go. A lot of blood.
All right. So I love this scene because they're fighting, and then all of a sudden just and then it shows her. I'm like, oh, Suzanne, here we go. And then like the fact that you could tell like what she's doing is she's just trying to fight for validation because she feels like the other guys are not taking her seriously. But I love like the mix of the humor, and it like reminds me like this is like you talked about earlier with John Wick and Mission Impossible and all these others, but you got to mix in a little bit of Deadpool.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like because the humor is just like it's just the perfect amount of humor when you need it.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Can I comply over there?" And he's just like, lot of blood. It's so good, man.
The character was perfect, man. I love it. The movie was so good. Well, and like before this is one of the most epic hand-to-hand combat scenes I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah.
Like just the choreography, the way that they played that whole scene out was so sick.
I love how he like reassures her. He's like, "It's just another Thursday," and then she's like, "Okay." Kick his ass.
I was like, the confidence on this man.
Dude, I love it, man.
It was such a sick fight scene.
This is such a good, like, I don't watch movies twice, but I will watch this movie again.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, guys, so that's The Gray Man. This was, one of those movies that's over the top with action, but I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. This is a 10 out of 10 for me.
Sick movie.
Yeah, I will watch it again. So good job, Captain America. Good job, the Duke from Bridgerton's, the lady from Luke Cage, Ryan Gosling. Who else?
/ John Wick / Tom Cruise /
yeah,
Bond.
right. Deadpool, whatever kind of influences you guys drew from. Awesome job. Good job, Netflix, man. We'll catch you next time. Hopefully next time we'll have little Sean here with us.
Oh, we're gonna have Sean here, and it's gonna be a special version of Sean.
Oh,
but don't worry, he'll be here.
He'll be here in full force. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Catch you guys on the next one.